Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the singing of our national anthem by award-winning artist Beyoncé, accompanied by the U.S. Marine Band. Following the national anthem, please remain at your place while the presidential party exits the platform.
Hello, my name is Sam White, and I'm an English teacher at the Manuela Beltran University. And today, in this podcast, I'm going to talk about learning English in Bogota. It's very common that my students tell me that they think it's impossible to learn English in Bogota, and because of that, they don't want to try. Another large group of my students already speaks at a high level of English, but they complain that they can't find the opportunity to practice in Bogota. So today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to interview two. Did you learn English in the United States or England, or?
No. Well, in my case, I learned English in Poland, in my country, where I am from.
And Oscar, where did you learn English?
Actually, I just got the chance to learn English here in a technical university and with my professional career, but no chance to maybe have some kind of experience outside the country.
So you've never left Colombia, or you've never been to an English-speaking country?
No, I have never been in another, maybe English-speaking country. No.
And can you tell me about your experiences learning English? What were your techniques? What helped you? Did you just absorb the information, or was it very difficult?
Well, in my case, it was the motivation. Since primary school, I used to like English, and I just wanted to learn more and more. I started to read some small articles and books in English, watching movies with English subtitles. And later on, I developed my interest studying at the university. But I also had to take some additional courses because I wanted to go deeper into English to learn more advanced vocabulary and so on. But the biggest experience I got, like having a speaking practice, was when I was involved in a students' organization that was international, and I had an opportunity to participate in international conferences. Yes, so there were also emails in English, speaking on the phone, on Skype with people from different countries, not necessarily native speakers.
But you learned all of your English from Poland. You were not in an English-speaking country while you were learning.
Well, I was in an English-speaking country, but just like a tourist, yeah, so it wasn't that I learned abroad.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of your English was in the classroom, and then taking every opportunity that was available outside of the classroom. Exactly.
And I was looking for opportunities to live with people from different countries. So we had to communicate in English.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. And Oscar, did you learn most of your English in the university or through music, or how?
Okay, so my main motivation was related to music, because I really liked music in English, also. If we're talking about rock and metal, all that stuff. So, first of all, I started listening to the songs, and trying maybe to find out the lyrics maybe in some kind of magazines, because that experience was brought in maybe 1989 or in the 90s, maybe in the early 90s. I wasn't the best student at my school if we were talking about the English subject. I was like an average student. Mm-hmm. But I didn't even think about studying English, as my professional career. That was just like some kind of coincidence in life. And I just started getting interested in the way that I was focusing on studying this interesting language, and maybe I've got the chance twice to go abroad, but right now I wasn't so. I am not so interested in going there, because I know that this kind of interaction with foreign people, as Beata said, has been quite interesting, in just in order for me to listen to different accents and to get more vocabulary. And I mean, this is my way of living, you know, like teaching English, and all the things I know related to this language have been learned in my university period. In my university time, it was quite good, you know, because of the teachers I've got.
Exactly, and you know, because many people think that you need to go to foreign country, to English-speaking country, to learn the language well. Well, for sure, it will help you to learn English faster, maybe. Yes, but in your country, you can look for opportunities. Not only to native speakers.
So obviously, from your experiences, you think that it's quite possible to learn English living in Bogota, right?
Of course, I'm 100% sure.
And for example, that's like a personal opinion, but if you are really interested on learning this language and try to focus your efforts on maybe some kind of further plans, like maybe any kind of opportunities related to a job for your profession, or if you are going to travel, you know, outside or something, that's gonna be good. But if you're not interested, maybe that would be like a waste of time, you know, because that's what I'm trying to explain to my students, you know. Maybe you have the best English teacher in the world, but if you're not completely interested, so I mean, it's a waste of time.
So it sounds like with both of you, interest and motivation was really the key for you to learn.
Yeah, you know, I think it's teamwork, you know. Maybe you can get the best class, but it's like an interaction between students and teachers, like going and work as a group, you know, as a team. So if they really value each other's efforts, I think it's going to be like a quite nice experience.
I've seen that from my students, that it's very important that they are in class and participating in class, but also that outside of class they study or they do activities in English. I think it's extremely important.
Exactly, and there are many activities that you can actually do.
Yeah, actually, I'm going to list off some of the activities that my students have told me have helped them a lot, or my Colombian friends. So, first of all, obviously, movies in English with subtitles in English are very useful. Music. A lot of the Colombians I've met who speak well have learned English through their love for music. One nice website that you can use to practice English through music is lyricstraining.com. LYRICSTRAINING.com. There's a social website called couchsurfing.com, and it's full of exchange opportunities and different opportunities to speak to people who actually are native English speakers. Have you used couchsurfing, Beata?
No, I've never used it, but I've heard about it. Oh,
yes. There's also a great website to practice English called duolingo.com, DUOLINGO.com, and it's full of fun activities. There's a language exchange at a bar in Bogota, and it's called Gringo Tuesdays. Have you been to Gringo Tuesdays, Beata?
Yeah, I've been there several times.
And it's full of Colombians speaking English and foreigners speaking English or Spanish, right?
Well, actually, I believe it's a really nice environment to practice English because it's a bar, yeah. So the environment is relaxed, and if I'm not wrong, since 6, like from 6 to 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. there is there are several tables where you can practice English. Yes, there are people who animate the groups, and there are native speakers who don't speak any Spanish. Yes, or they are trying to learn some Spanish. So that's the opportunity for Colombians to give them some, let's say, Spanish classes, but at the same receive some English classes. Yes.
Sounds great. So Gringo Tuesdays is on Tuesday nights, at 6 p.m. and it's in Carrera 14A, 14A with Calle 8356. And they have a website as well. There's another language exchange at a place called Seis Manos, which is Calle 22 with 8 Carrera 860. And that is the first Saturday of every month at 4 p.m. Another good opportunity, I think, is looking at the different blogs that there are. If you go to expatsblog.com, there are lots of blogs in English from foreigners talking about their experiences living in Colombia. And there are also a couple of tours in Bogota in English. There's a graffiti tour that's 2.5 hours long, and the website is bogotagraffiti.com. And there's also a bike tour in English called bogotabiketours.com. Do you have any other recommendations for practicing English in Bogota?
Yeah, try to make some foreign friends. Like, it's not that difficult in Colombia, in Bogota especially. There are many foreigners. You know, if you go to public places, like museums, to Monserrate, very often you can find people who are lost, yes?
Yeah.
And just try.
And I think the key thing with that is you can't be afraid to talk, no?
Mm-hmm.
If you're afraid to speak English, you will never learn.
Of course, because it's all about confidence. You know, if you get confident about your abilities, that's for sure that you're going to get a good English level. You know, and as Beata explains, I think that, for example, if you're so shy, you know, to get into a conversation with a foreign person, okay, so for example, if you use a social network properly, you will be able to get some foreign friends, you know, and just to try to type, you know, some messages, some conversations, and in that way you will be able to I don't know, maybe it's for sure that you are going to make some mistakes, but also you will get the experience to be corrected, you know, or suggested by a foreign person, so which is going to be like a really nice idea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And what I'm always saying to my students here in Manuela Beltran, like, use the opportunity that you have here at the university. Why don't you talk to us, English teachers, in English? You know, just small chit chats like, "Hello, how are you? How was your day? Like, what did you do during the weekend?"
Of course.
That's the first step to like to cross this like the barrier, yes,
Yeah.
not to be so shy.
To get rid of the fear and to
Yeah.
start speaking.
Exactly.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Beata and Oscar. And I hope anyone who's listening out there has the opportunity to practice and learn English while they're living in Bogota.
Okay, bye.
Thank you. Bye.
You citizen, you soldier of the icing, remembering how peacefully